This man, every time he came home to visit his elderly mother, would fill his bag with bricks. Then he'd arrange the bricks in the yard before walking into the house empty-handed. When his mother saw her long-absent son, she was still overjoyed. She even considered killing the old hen she had raised for 30 years to nourish him. Seeing this, the son quickly stopped his mother, saying he still had work and would have to leave soon. Then, somewhat embarrassed, he mentioned that the real reason for his visit was to ask for some money. Unexpectedly, his mother wasn't angry at all. Instead, she happily brought out all her savings, even emptying the loose change from her pockets. The son, upon receiving the money, immediately started spending generously on his mother and boasted that once he became wealthy, he would build her a big new house. But his mother refused his offer, only asking that if he ever had money, he must continue searching for her younger son, who had been missing for years. Hearing this, the man shook off his mother's hand and snapped, "Are you losing your mind again?" He feared that if the missing son was found, he might fight over the family property. Little did he know, the elderly mother spent all her time, apart from eating and sleeping, squatting at the spot where her youngest son had gone missing all those years ago. Then, one day, an accident happened. A van's brakes suddenly failed and it headed straight for her. The driver, after realizing he'd hit someone, didn't get out to call the police but instead fled the scene. Luckily, a company president happened to pass by. Seeing the old lady lying on the ground, she didn't hesitate and rushed her to the hospital. But the doctors informed her the situation was critical and that a family member was urgently needed to sign for surgery. So the president instructed her assistant to quickly find the old lady's family. When the son was contacted, he was shocked to know his mother involved in an accident. The assistant replied, "Your mother is still in surgery. The condition isn't clear yet and the surgery fee is about $100,000. Hearing this figure, the man was stunned on the spot because he simply didn't have that kind of money. His girlfriend then pulled him aside, suggesting that given the situation, it would be better to just go ahead and arrange a funeral for his mother. That way, not only would he get rid of a burden, but he could also collect a decent amount of condolence money, which could serve as their wedding fund. Although the man was reluctant at first, the thought of finally being able to marry convinced him to agree. As they were leaving the hospital, the company president happened to come out holding the payment slip. At the same time, the assistant had just finished checking the elderly woman's identity and shockingly discovered that this woman was actually the president's biological mother. To be certain, the president instructed the assistant to arrange a paternity test. After the DNA comparison, the assistant confirmed she is his mother. Seeing the documents, the president was deeply moved. Not only did the DNA match, but the records also showed that all these years, the elderly mother had been searching for her lost child. The president felt a surge of guilt, worried that during all those years of searching, his mother must have suffered countless hardships and mockery, even being treated like a lunatic. Meanwhile, on the other side, the older son, he had already had the still breathing, gravely ill mother discharged from the hospital and taken home to prepare